Are you ready? You can start, Mati.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are reading Canto 6, Chapter 11, Text 20 to 27. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirai Nashtaprayesu Apatresu Nityam Bhagavata Seva Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Text 20. O Indra, King of Heaven, the thunderbolt you carry to kill me has been empowered by the prowess of Lord Vishnu and the strength of the Digi austerities. Since you have come here to kill me in accordance with the Lord Vishnu's order, there is no doubt that I shall be killed by the release of your thunderbolt. Lord Vishnu has sided with you. Therefore, your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured. By the force of your thunderbolt I shall be free from it, freed of material bondage, and shall give up this body and this world of material desires, fixing my mind upon the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna Sankarsana. I shall attain the destination of such great sage as Narad Muni, just as Lord Sri Sankarsana has said. Person who fully surrendered at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and always think of his lotus feet are accepted and recognized by the Lord as his own personal assistant or servants. The Lord never bestows upon such servants the brilliant opulence of the upper, lower, and middle planetary system of this material world. When one possesses material opulence in any of these three divisions of the universe, his possession naturally increases his enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, and belligerence. Thus, one goes through much endeavor to increase and maintain this possession, and he suffers great unhappiness when he loses them. Our Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, forbid his devotee to endeavor uselessly for religion, economic development, and sense gratification. O Indra, one thus infer how kind the Lord is. Such mercy is obtainable only by unalloyed devotees, not by persons who aspire for material gains. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. O my Lord, source of all opportunity, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planets, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. O lotus eye Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a Moor's wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects. I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my productive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy. But I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything I have be attached only to you. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mati. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Sri Krishna Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Sundaram Prabhu. Thank you, Hemangi Mataji, for reading translation today. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। वैराग्यविद्या निजभक्तियोगं शिक्षाष्टमेकं पुरुषपुराणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यशरीरधारि कृपाम्बदत्तमहं प्रपद्ये। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are seeing this chapter where there is intense war between devatas and demigods. So on the devatas side, Indra is leading the the chief. He's a chief. Is leading the war, and on the asura side, Vritrasura is leading. So here we can see on one side the devatas who have the blessing of Lord Vishnu. They're fighting with full confidence. On the other side, the asuras, and in one sense, they also have the blessings, but it is for their destruction. He's also, in one sense, is a blessing sometimes. So Vritrasura is taking this opportunity and he's trying to enter into the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the transcendental planet, leaving the material planet. He wanted to end his material life. so, so in one sense, it is a more benediction for him. It is a more benediction than Indra. But Vritrasura is not ordinary personality. He is in his previous life. He was Chitraketu, and he was cursed by Mother Parvati to become this demon Vritrasura. Now he is in his last life in the material world before he can enter into the spiritual world. He is speaking a lot of his realizations are pouring out. So in this chapter, it is titled as Transcendental Qualities of Vritrasura. So Vritrasura was a devotee. He was Chitraketu in his previous life. And now, because of Karsa Parvati, now he's against, in a battlefield, he's against Lord Indra. So in the material world, we can see there are many things. If we have to regain power, there are a lot of things that we have to do. So Indra is well aware of those situations. So to regain power, he had to do so many things. He had to go and offer respects to Vishwarupa and then ask him to perform sacrifices. Even though the demigods were getting 50% of the offerings, the 50% of the offerings were going to demons. So it was said that Vishwarupa had three heads. So when he was chanting mantras, he was also chanting mantras for demons for oblations. So 50% of the offerings were going and they are also becoming powerful. So in the material world, it's it's always if the enemy gets something, then we get really disturbed. So obviously Indra got disturbed, and now to regain his position, now he is again approached Dadichi and he got the bones of Dadichi, and with that bones of Dadichi, he made a thunderbolt on the suggestion of Lord Vishnu. So now using that, he is going to destroy, he is going to kill Vritrasura. So now we'll see this beautiful verses starting from verse number 20. How Vritrasura in this battle, even though the demigods were so powerful, all of the demons are fleeing away from the battlefield, but Vritrasura is not leaving the battlefield. So he just easily caught hold of the club that Indra threw and then crushed it. Now he is in a full force trying to defend, not to win this war, but then to end his material life so that he can enter into the spiritual planet. So in the verse number, starting from verse number 20th, Vritrasura is in face to face with Indra. He's speaking to Indra. So he is reminding of Indra that you're trying to kill me, so why don't you use your thunderbolt? So he's reminding about this Lord Vishnu's benediction, and then Harer Dadichis Tapasa cha Chejitaha. So he's also reminding him that Dadichi's austerities, strength is invested in your thunderbolt. Why don't you, the thunderbolt that you carry, why don't you release your thunderbolt, and there will be no doubt that I'll be killed. So he is also saying that Yato Harir Vijaya Shrir Gunas Tataha. So Lord Vishnu has sided with you, therefore your victory is assured. Your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured. So, so now Prabhupada is making several points here. So Prabhupada says that Vritrasura is very eager to die with the stroke of the thunderbolt sent by Lord Vishnu, because he is very anxious to go back to Godhead. So, um, so in this material world, either it is Indra Loka or Brahma Loka or Patala Loka or Bhuloka. So it's in this material world, the 14 planetary systems. It's all within the materials atmosphere, in the cosmic manifestation, uh, which is within the material atmosphere. So Prabhupada is saying indirectly that Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. So like even within this three worlds, material atmosphere, one has to again, he has to leave the body again, he has to take another body. So there is a cycle, samsara chakra, cycle of birth and death goes on, and all the miseries goes on. But now Vritrasura is elevating himself to a transcendental planet. So even though his body is being destroyed here, he is the real winner. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. Vritrasura is the real winner of this war, because he is going to a transcendental place. So now the thunderbolt, the Vritrasura is saying by the force of the thunderbolt, he will be freed from the material bondage. so so he is not worried about uh, this body is completely on the transcendental platform. He understood that he took many lives in the past. So in the recent past, he has taken a body of Chitraketu. So now he is not worried about this body, and he understands that he is going to be freed from the material bondage, and he is going to fix his mind on Lord Sankarshana, the lotus feet of Lord Sankarshana. Sankarshanas tat charanara vinde Swad Vajra Ramho Lulita Gramya Pasho. So, so he's saying that he's going to attain such destination, Gatim Muner Yami Apavidda Lokaha. So he's going to reach such planet where the pious souls like Narada Muni and reside, and just like Lord Shankarshana has said. So, so here the one particular word is used. Aham samadhaya, manaha. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that this aham samadhaya manaha is the most important duty at the time of the death, is to concentrate one's mind. So here Vritrasura is about to leave his body. Now he is concentrating upon the lotus feet of Lord Shankarshana. Is fixing his mind. So similarly, if one can fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, Vishnu, Sankarshana, or any Vishnu Murti, his life will be successful. So to be killed while fixing his mind at the lotus feet of Shankarshana, Vritrasura asked Indra to release his Vajra. So now Vritrasura is not only he's not only desiring to leave his body, but he is completely in consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how this material world is so dangerous, how he has taken life after life is suffering. So he's in a complete conscious, he is making a decision which is not by force, which is consciously, he is voluntarily making that decision. So this is the greatness of the enlightened devotees. The enlightened devotees, they consciously they make the decision to stay out of this material atmosphere and take the lotus feet of shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So this has to be a voluntary decision. Like even in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna, after speaking all the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Yatachashi tatakuru. Whatever you wish to do, please do. So the Lord never forces, but we have to understand what is best for us, and we have to make that voluntary decision to not to again indulge in this material manifestation. So which will cause bondage life after life. So now Vritrasura is speaking about his enlightenment, the words of enlightenment. So he's saying that persons who have taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, they are who are they, and then what kind of desires those devotees have. So he is just speaking about the greatness of the devotees. So he's glorifying the devotees and he's speaking their greatness. So he's saying persons who have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are they never aspire for either any opulences in this three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower planetary systems. So, and he's saying Madak Kalir Vyashanam Samprayashaha. So he says anyone who, because the reason is these material opulences in this three divisions, upper, middle, and lower planetary systems, it will cause Dvesha, Udvega, Hadir. So Dvesha means it will cause envy, Udvega, it will cause anxiety, and Adihi, it will cause mental agitation, and Madaha, it will cause pride, and Kalir, it will cause quarrel, Vyashanam, it will cause distress due to loss, and then finally he's saying Samprayashaha, it will cause great endeavor. So, so these are the problems when we possess material opulences in any of these three divisions of universe, upper, middle, and lower planetary systems. So now he's giving the reason why he doesn't want anything within this material world, why he wants to take the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Shankarshana, and why he wants to attain the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is giving on the positive side, also on the negative side, why he doesn't want to stay in this material world. So these are all these qualities is mentioned, the negative qualities that is caused by material opulence. So these are all. If you look at if you look at Indra, he has great material opulence. He always have to deal with enmity. So much anxiety when there is a little bit disturbance, and there is always pride. So because of his pride only, he disrespected his spiritual master, and then that pride caused all this suffering, right? So all of these things happens in the material world when there is opulence. So that's why they used to say if there is material opulence, then one has to be like a tree which is full of mangoes, bending downwards. You should be very humble, very meek, very gentle, very polite. Otherwise, there will be a problem. So then Prabhupada is expanding on this purport. He's saying, like devotees, however they want, desire, the Lord reciprocates according to that. So ye yatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamiham mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. So the Lord reciprocates. In this case, Indra, however, Indra is also a devotee of the Lord. but he is in the Karma Mishra Bhakti. He wants to be in his opulent position. So Lord is reciprocating according to his desire. And Vritrasura, he wants to completely surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord is also reciprocating accordingly to Vritrasura's desire. So, even though both are devotees, the point Prabhupada is trying to make is the Lord is desiring to bestow benedictions according to one's desire. So, we have to purify our desire and have this pure desire of serving the becoming a servant of the Lord. That pure desire, if we cultivate, then that is the best that a devotee can attain. So unalloyed devotees, to accumulate material possessions or to have some power, and also serve the Lord, in parallel, that is karma mishra bhakti. If we have that kind of desire, the Lord will reciprocate in that fashion. So we have to decide what we want. So, and then the verse number 23, Vritrasura is saying, Trai Vargika. Yeah, so Trai Vargika. So Trai Vargika is just like the Purusha Artha. In the Purusha Artha, we have Dharma Artha, Kama, Moksha. So in the Trivargika, it's also similarly the three objectives: religiosity, economic development, and kama, enjoyment of the senses. So artha, kama, and so dharma and uh, moksha is kind of mixed together in one bucket. So here in this Trivargika, so um, he's saying that Vritrasura is saying that the Lord, Supreme Personal Godhead, he never wants his devotees to endeavor, for this Trivargika in this material world. So only for unalloyed devotees it is possible, nor not by people who aspire for material devotees, material gains. So he's saying, Yo durlabha akinchana gochara anyaha anyai. So akinchana gochara means um, only those who wants only the shelter of the Lord and nothing else. They have no other shelter except the Supreme Person of Godhead. And only those people can come out of this cycle of Trivargika, like religion, endeavoring after these three things. So he's saying it's only possible for these Akinchana Gochara devotees. Um, Prabhupada is elaborating on the purport that so generally there are four objectives in human life, like dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So people generally go after this religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification. But on the other side, a devotee, he is always looking for the special mercy of the unalloyed devotee of the Lord to save from this hard labor. So this is called pavarga and apavarga. Like pavarga means Papa, Bhaba, Ma, like these five Sanskrit letters are indicating that Pavarga. Like one has to do parishrama, well, very hard labor. So, and then Pafa, Bhaba, Ma. So, parishrama, Abhyantara, hard work, endeavor, and then Bhaya, Bhyantara, frustration. Like after hard work, sometimes the result doesn't come, there is a frustration. And then at the end, there is Mrityu. So Papa Bhaba Ma. So this Pavarga is generally everybody takes this path. So they work very hard, they become old, and then finally if the results doesn't come, they become frustrated, and then finally they leave the body, Mrityu. But then on the Apavarga side, where the devotees travel, there is no parishrama, there is no hard work. They just live the life according to some means that Lord provides. They don't do hard endeavor, and then they don't get frustrated because they are not endeavoring hard for results, and they don't um, they don't become fearful, because the Lord, always they take shelter of the Lord, and then they even overcome the death. So in this case, Vritrasura is on the verge of death, but he is saying, Indra, please put the thunderbolt. I want to leave this body. So he even overcame the fear of death. So, so the devotees travel this path of Apavarga, where they can even be victorious over all these five elements of uh, the path of these five elements, where the general population takes. So all this is possible by the mercy of the Supreme Lord in the advancement of devotional service. So now Vritrasura in the verse number 24, so he is elaborating further how this is possible. He is saying that Aham Hare Tava Padaika Mula. So he is saying that Supreme Personal Godhead, those who take shelter only at his lotus feet, Dasanu Daso Bhavitashmi Bhuyaha. So he wants to be able to serve those devotees who are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. Manasmar Manasmariteshu pater gunam ste granita va karma karotu kayaha. So, so in this verse, Prabhupada is saying this is the sum and substance of devotional life. It's a beautiful verse. I'll just read the translation again. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant, so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes, my words always glorify these attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of this Lordship. So, three things: body, mind, and words. So, just like sannyasi danda, like if you see sannyasi danda, it has three sticks tied together: body, mind, and words. One is desiring to serve the Supreme Lord with all his heart. So that is the meaning. So here Vritrasura is also desiring to do that. And how is he desiring to do that? By become a servant of the Lord, eternal. So dasu dasanu das. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he says that Gopi Bharta Padakamalayur Dasu Dasanu Das. So one who desire to serve the servant of the Lord, they are the great devotees of the Lord. So so this means indirectly one should take the shelter of the lotus feet of spiritual master and serve, desire to serve Krishna in that way. So in the verse number 25, so now Vritrasura is concluding that he does not want to enjoy in Dhruvaloka or any other planets where Brahma residing. He does not desire the mystic yoga, or he does not want liberation, even if it is going to take him away from the lotus feet of the Lord. So he doesn't, he's basically rejecting everything except the association of the Lord and service to the Lord. So in the verse number, so basically he's saying the same principle that Narottam Das Thakur said, Tadera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sene Vas Janame Janame Hai E Abhilash. So he wants to serve the Lord in association of devotees, life after life. And the verse number 26, Vritrasura is giving one example, that is giving three examples how he's desiring to render service to the Lord in three ways, three examples he's desiring. So one is just like a small birds. When the small birds are born, just hatched from the eggs, the birds don't have eyes. They keep their eyes closed. They doesn't have eyes yet. They just wait in the nest until the mother comes with some food. They keep making those, keep patiently waiting, like those birds anxiously waiting. he is also waiting for the Lord. Similarly, he's giving another example that the calf, the newly born calf is waiting anxiously for the mother cow to return so that he can drink milk. And another example is giving is a morose wife whose husband is away from the home, she's always waiting anxiously for the husband to return, to satisfy her in all respects. So these three examples Vritrasura is giving is very appropriate examples. If you have witnessed the birds, the small birds, you can see that it's very much when the mother comes close, the birds become very joyful. They make a very loud noise, and then they open their mouth for the mother to feed them. And similarly, the baby cow is also very anxious for the mother. It's always waiting for the mother to return from the pasturing grounds. It's a very appropriate example. And then last verse for today. In this verse, Vritrasura is now desiring to leave this material world and enter into the spiritual planet. Now he's saying that I am wandering throughout this material world because of fruitive results. Swakarma bhi. So samsara chakre brahmataha swakarma bhi. Because of his fruitive activities, I'm wandering throughout this material world. And now he is simply seeking friendship in the association of pious and enlightened devotees. So now he wants to take the Janeshu Sakyam Mama Uttama Sloka. So he wants to now detach himself from this chakra of cycle of birth and death and associate with devotees. And he's also saying that his attachment to this illusory energy of body, wife, children, and home, and all of these expansion of this material energy, he's saying that he wished to detach. Asakta chittasya na nata bhuyat. So he does not want to be attached to them any longer. So now he's saying chittasya na nata bhuyat. So he wants his consciousness, mind, and everything to be attached to Lord only. So that was his conscious desire that he's praying. And this concludes today's verse number 27. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees. So Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki jai. Vanchakalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Sri Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.